everyone, welcome to DIY with Nancy. Well, we're still in fall, and one of the things I love to eat during the fall season is roasted chestnuts. My father-in-law makes the best tasting chestnuts. I don't know what it is. He has a special way of doing it, and I just absolutely love them. Dating my husband, if he came and picked me up, he'd have this little brown paper bag, and he would say, "Here, my father told me to give you this." And I open it, and it's these, the smell of chestnuts. I love chestnuts. Growing up, I had them boiled because that's how my mother used to make them. Occasionally, she would put them in the oven and roast them, but most of the time, we would have the chestnuts boiled. Today, I'm going to show you how to make the chestnuts roasted, not in the oven, but on the stovetop. I'm also going to show you how to choose them and how I make them. So stay with me and let's get to making some chestnuts. Now here I have a handful of chestnuts that I'm going to be making. Now I want to show you when I choose the chestnuts, one of the things I need to make sure is that they're nice and firm. That when you're pressing down, there's no hollow space in the chestnut, and it's nice and brown. It has a nice, beautiful color. Now, the chestnuts you don't want to choose, and I have a couple here that I chose on purpose just to show you. If you look at this, see that? If you press down, there's a hollow space in the chestnut. You don't choose those. Choose those hard, firm chestnuts, or if you see a opening there, you want to make sure they're nice and firm, just like this. Nice color, and they're firm. There's no hollow space in the chestnut. So that's a little tip on choosing your chestnuts. Now, what I'm going to do first is I'm going to score the chestnuts right on top. I'm going to cut them, usually a paring knife or a really sharp knife. And when you score the chestnut, you want to just cut the actual shell of the chestnut, not the actual chestnut. So I'm going to show you how to do that. So let's move on to the next step. Moving on to the next step, I'm going to score the chestnuts, and I'm going to use a small serrated knife to do that. So you want to be very careful you don't cut yourself. So I'm just going to not the chestnut, the actual shell. That's what I'm going to do. And there we go. So I have a little opening there. See that? And I just cut the shell, not the actual chestnut. I'm going to continue doing that for all the chestnuts, and then I will show you the next step. Okay, I'm scoring the last chestnut, and now I'm going to show you what I'm going to do with the chestnuts for the next step. Now for the next step, I'm going to place the chestnuts that I scored right back into the bowl. Place them all in there. All right. And now what I'm going to do is I'm going to soak them in water, and I'm going to fill the bowl with water just to cover the chestnuts. All right, there we go. Now I'm gonna let the chestnuts soak for about an hour, and then I'll show you the next step. All right, everyone, the chestnuts have been soaking in the water for about an hour, and I have here a fry pan. I'm gonna transfer the chestnuts onto the fry pan. I'm gonna place it on a high heat for about 20 to 25 minutes, and I'm just gonna transfer them right into the fry pan, just like that. So, take it and place it right into the fry pan. I like to flip them over on the flat side. And the heat is not on yet. I'm going to place it on a high heat. All right, so one more. I'm gonna remove the bowl here. And I'm gonna set the stove on a high heat. And I'm gonna keep an eye on it, check on it every few minutes, flip them over. Once I see that they're getting a little dark in the bottom, I'm gonna flip them over, but of course I'm gonna show you how to do that. So let's keep an eye on the chestnuts and I'll show you the next step. Now I have the chestnuts here. They've been going for about 5 minutes, so it's been on the heat for about 5 minutes, a high heat. And you can see that the chestnuts are starting to open. The other thing I forgot to tell you is it would be wise to keep your fan on in the house when you have your chestnuts going on high heat. It does create a really beautiful smell, but it does create some smoke as well. So make sure you have your fan going. And you hear a pop every once in a while, so stand back. I've had the chestnuts on one side on high heat for about 12 minutes. Now at this point, I'm going to flip them over. They're getting nice and roasty over a high flame here on the stove. And like I said, it is on a high heat, so you can really feel the heat when you're flipping them over, and I can anyway. And I'm going to have it for another 10 minutes or so on the other side, and they'll be ready in no time. And you can see that they're opening up. See that? It's just easier to remove the chestnut from the shell. It is hot. Okay, I have them flipped over. I'm gonna have them go for another 10 minutes or so, but I'm gonna keep an eye on it every 5 minutes. Checking on them. It's been about 5 minutes. Okay everyone, I have had the chestnuts on here for about 20-22 minutes, more or less, but you can tell when your chestnuts are ready. You can see that it's nice and toasty on one side, and then you flip them over and the shell is completely open. Look at that. The chestnuts are ready, and I'm going to show you the next step. Okay everyone, here's the chestnuts. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to place them on a tea towel or a cloth, keep them in. I'm going to fold in the tea towel, keep them in nice and warm. I'm going to show you exactly how easy it is to peel the chestnut out of the shell. Okay everyone, it's been about 3-4 minutes. I'm not waiting anymore. I like to have them when they're nice and hot. I'm just going to place them onto a board. Place them all on here. And there you have it, my roasted chestnuts. See how easy it is to peel the shell from the chestnut. Look at that. It falls out easily. Smells so good. My absolute favorite. It's an option for you. If you like to season your chestnuts, by all means, go ahead. So delicious. They're fully cooked. Well, I hope you like the way I make my roasted chestnuts. And if you do, give it a try. And there you have it, everyone. That's how I roast chestnuts at home over the stove on a high heat. They taste delicious. I didn't season them, but you can at home if you prefer. I don't need the salt. I love to taste the actual chestnut. No seasoning. I've been eating it like this for years. My father-in-law doesn't season his chestnuts as well. You want to taste your chestnut, right? Anyway, I had fun making these with you. I hope you all enjoyed watching. And if you did, don't forget to like and subscribe. And until next time, thanks so much for watching, everyone. Take care. Guess what I'm gonna do?